am Mike Missanelli. Bill Colarulo is with me. Ray Dunn is with me. Let's review this thing. All right, the Phils looking dead in the water. Fans frustrated to the point where they've completely lost patience with this team. 15 scoreless innings to the point where they're booing Nick Castellanos for flailing at outside sliders like they used to do to Ryan Howard. And then he says, these friggin' people, like Jack Nicholson in the trial scene from A Few Good Men, but he didn't say friggin'. And then all of a sudden, boom, Harper, and then Castellanos, boom, ties the game. Did that turn the game around? No. In the seventh, Nimmo off a Kirkering, bang, home run makes it 4-3. We go to the eighth inning. The Phils are still down. Diaz is back in the game after getting the last out by striking out Schwarber in the seventh. He strikes out Turner, but he's afraid to pitch to Harper, and he walks him. Man on base, never good. It looks like the closer is wilting. Castellanos singles the other way, gets Harper to third, and then Stott, who people did not want to play in this game. They wanted Sosa at second base. It's Stott, and here's what happened.
Payoff pitch. Into right field. Fair ball. This game is tied. Harper is in. Castellanos getting the sign to come home. He will score. Philadelphia leads. Bryce Stott has put the Phillies on top.
And the ballpark has erupted. It's 5-4. Real Muto with a chopper. Vientos muffs it. Stott head first slide. It's 6-4. It looks like the Phillies are out of trouble, and they're going to come back and win this game. And then we go to the ninth. And who comes out of the bullpen? It is Strahm and no Hoffman for the ninth, even with right-handed batters coming up. Philly Rob, what are you doing? All right, maybe the splits favor Strahm there, but maybe he had little faith in Hoffman. But what happens? He strikes out Bader, and then Vientos.
3-2 pitch. Here's a fastball hit in the air, deep left field. Ranging back is Hayes at the wall. Mark Vientos has done it again, and the Mets have done it again. It's 6-6 in the ninth.
And that was after Lindor had singled. A two-run homer ties the game, and we go to the bottom of the ninth. Hayes is up. I'm going, please get a hit. I've been backing you this whole time. He strikes out swinging. Schwarber pops out to third, and he walks Turner. Tyler McGill, what are you doing? And then he's afraid to pitch to Harper. The winning run is on second base, and here comes Nick Castellanos again.
In the left field, down the line, it's a fair ball, and the Phillies have tied the series. Back to Queens, one apiece. Castellanos, the hero.
Oh, my God, you couldn't have gotten a better weekend. Philly fans just ready to bail out on this team, and the season gets saved with late-inning heroics. Billy Boy, what'd you think?
Whew, reliving it with you right there, man. My heart was pounding yesterday. It did. It looked like it was over. 15 scoreless innings. We all have nightmares of what happened with the Bats last season, what happened in the World Series 2 years ago. And then Bryce Harper, man, saves the season potentially with that two-run home run. We're going to break down both games because you just said couldn't have been a better weekend. I don't want to rain on anybody's parade. It could have been. We could be sitting here 2-0. They did waste Wheeler's start in game one. But, man, oh, man, what a beautiful day yesterday was at Citizens Bank Park.
As bad as Saturday night was, that's how good Sunday was as they came back. And the question is now, it's like the Phillies have been a compressed can. And so, that game yesterday, man, that flip top you have on a can, when you don't use the can opener anymore, now they're making it real easy for you. I mean, my sense is that hopefully that has happened after winning a game like that. The Mets seem unfazed by anything. I tell you, it is unreal the way this Mets team responds when you think that they're finally being put down like some old dog and they just spring back. So I don't know what's going to happen at Citi Field. I know the Phillies have two of their best pitchers going in the final three games. The Mets are going to throw left-handed pitchers against the Phillies, which puts into play whether they're going to play Marsh, whether they're going to play Stott. I don't really know what's going to happen. I thought it was a really peculiar move yesterday to bench Bohm for Sosa, because later in the game, he had so much faith in Sosa, they pinch hitted Bohm for him anyway. So I don't know what the point of that whole thing was. I think Rob Thompson has made some questionable moves. I don't know about Strahm coming back in the 8th, because you're then not showing confidence in Hoffman being able to bounce back. I mean, I can't figure it out right now where the Phillies are. I can just hope that Sunday relieved the pressure of them squeezing the bats after it lingered on Saturday into Sunday.
Yeah, that's what you have to hope, that home run by Bryce Harper unlocked it. And you talked about Rob Thompson. I had zero problems or issues with any decision he made in Game 1. So if we go back to the Game 1, there were a lot of fans out there who questioned why Wheeler didn't come out for the 8th. I'm okay with it there. He's pitched 111 pitches. You have 2 All-Stars in your bullpen in Strahm and Hoffman. You still had Estevez. No problem. You need 6 outs. So I don't have any questions of Rob Thompson for the decisions he made in Game 1. Game 2, a lot of questions. But you said he benches Bohm. I was okay with that decision. Bohm finishes the season 2 for 27. He was 0 for 4 in Game 1. His at-bats look terrible. He sulks like a little baby. That bothers me, and I think that's contagious. So I was okay with it. But then stick to your guns, Topper. Stick to your guns. If you went with Sosa over Bohm, why are you pinch hitting for Sosa with Bohm against a right-handed pitcher?
That's what I mean. If you don't have enough belief in Sosa, then why start him in the first place? Listen, it's irrelevant. We go to Saturday's game, and I know a lot of people, you're right, a lot of people, why doesn't he come out? People, please, you got to understand baseball. Wheeler wasn't going to finish that game. It would have taken 135 pitches for him to finish the game. You're not going to burn him through 135 pitches. 111 is the max. You trust your bullpen. That's why you built that kind of a bullpen, to get 6 outs. And no matter what you want to say about their lack of hitting and how frustrated you are that the Phillies go through these lulls where they don't hit, sometimes another guy has to win the game. You needed 6 outs from 2 premier bullpen guys. You didn't get it. It happens. But that carried over into Sunday when he didn't use Hoffman. So who's he have faith in now? And that's my concern, because he's going to have to bring in guys that he can rely on from the bullpen. Can you rely on Kirkry now? Can you rely on Strahm? Can you rely on Hoffman anymore? Can you rely on Estevez? I don't know. So Nola is going to have to get him through 7 tomorrow.
Yeah, that was an interesting decision. I texted you when it came out, when Topper said it on Friday. They decide to go with Sanchez in Game 2. They save Nola for Game 3. That looks like a genius decision now.
Did it? He pitched 5 innings.
Well, you win the game.
Sanchez got him through 5.
And you win the game.
And you win the game because your bat's awakened, not because of how you pitched.
But sit here right now. Sit here right now and think, wow, if this Game 3 was Sanchez at Citi Field, you don't feel as good as you do about Nola going in Game 3.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I've seen Nola give it up plenty of times. I've seen him pitch really well plenty of times. I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know. Like, I would love to feel that game yesterday shook the Mets. But they're unshakable. I've never seen anything like it. That ball Vientos hit, I said, that's a pop fly. The ball carries out of the ballpark. I didn't think that was a home run by any measure. They just have something going for them, this team.
They do. The Mets certainly do. And you're right about the bullpen. I mean, you look at the Phillies bullpen, only 1 inning that the bullpen hasn't given up a run. That was the 8th last night with Estevez. Every other inning so far that the bullpen's been in there, they've given up runs. Yeah, why Strahm there? I tried to figure this out.
I don't. I didn't look at the splits. They probably look at splits.
I looked at them.
Strahm. All right. So what was it?
So interestingly, Vientos was batting .300 against left-handed pitching, only .251 against righties. But he only had 7 home runs against lefties. He had 20 home runs against right-handed pitchers. So maybe, he had more opportunities against right-handed pitchers as well. So that could have been the reason. But maybe Topper's thinking, I don't want to give up a home run here. So he brings out Strahm. It didn't make a lot of sense.
No, maybe he's overthinking. And maybe the manager is shook. at this point because the one thing about Rob Thompson, you can rely he's going to stick to his guns about certain things. And now I think he's starting to wobble a little bit. The Sosa thing was one thing. The Strom instead of Hoffman was another thing. So, I don't know what's going on, but they're tied 1-1, and they went Sunday from people just going crazy, yelling against them and losing their faith in them and calling them bums and this and that. And they flipped the script to live another day. And I'll go back to Saturday's game. I'm there. I went to the game. The Phillies were down 5-1 with an at-bat left. And people streamed out of Citizens Bank Ballpark like it was tap water. I've never seen anything like it. And I'm going, oh, come on. Seriously? Seriously? You're going to bail? The Phillies have an at-bat left? And you're that disgruntled about this team? You've given up that much that you're mass exiting out of the ballpark? I mean, that is a total violation. And nobody can try to justify that for me.
Not only that, Mike, I don't know if you were on Twitter yesterday. It's the third inning, and there are fans on Twitter saying the season's over.
Well,
in the third inning.
This is how frustrated they get. And this is, again, it goes back to stuff carrying over last year. The Diamondbacks, the horror of the Diamondback series. It's going to happen again. But walking out of the ballpark in the eighth inning when they still haven't had bat, come on, people.